Imagine a world where knowledge isn't defined by memorization or authority, but by a simple question. What do you really know? This was the revolutionary spark ignited by Socrates over 2 millennia ago. Socrates couldn't hold a scroll in his hands. He wrote nothing down. Instead, he chose conversation as his battleground. In the bustling streets of Athens, he wandered from one corner to another, engaging anyone willing to talk. To Socrates, every dialogue was a chance to dissect the very nature of existence. His method? The Socratic method, a relentless pursuit of definitions through. You see, Socrates believed that the greatest good was the pursuit of knowledge. Instead of handing out answers like a teacher might, he showed his students how to think critically and examine their own beliefs. This was revolutionary. Rather than accept societal norms at face value, he encouraged people to question because unexamined life, according to him, was not worth living. SFX, bustling street sounds, for as he interacted with prominent Athenians, he often made them uncomfortable. Imagine powerful leaders, esteemed poets, and respected philosophers being caught off guard by their own flawed reasoning. With penetrating questions, he held a mirror to their minds. In doing so, he didn't just change conversations. He altered the course of human thought. Yet, this bravado didn't come without consequence. The powerful elite of Athens feared his influence. He disturbed the status quo, prompting an unprecedented trial. Accused of corrupting the youth and impiety, Socrates stood firm, unyielding in his principles. He famously claimed it was better to suffer an injustice than to commit one. During the trial, Socrates didn't plead for his life. Instead, he used the moment to teach. He spoke of the value of the examined life and the importance of virtue. It was his steadfast commitment to his beliefs that ultimately led to his death sentence. But not before he fascinated his audience with the power of critical thinking. His legacy didn't die with him. In fact, Socrates' ideas were immortalized through the writings of his student, Plato. It's through Plato's dialogues that we glimpse Socrates' thoughts, his spirited debates, and his approach to philosophy. Socrates introduced a fundamental shift. Philosophy wasn't merely about abstract ideas, but about real, actionable knowledge that could enhance the human experience. Through Socratic questioning, he taught generations to dissect thoughts and aggressively pursue truth. The very essence of what philosophy means today is partly owed to Socrates' tireless inquiry. His idea that understanding oneself is the key to wisdom laid the groundwork for countless philosophical movements. Fast forward to the present, where critical thinking is an essential skill in our information-saturated world. Socratic questioning remains alive in classrooms and boardrooms. It is how we tackle complex problems and challenge deep-rooted assumptions. This practice, once a rebellion against ignorance, has become a foundational pillar of education and modern philosophy. Imagine applying the Socratic method to our daily lives. What if we learned to question our beliefs like Socrates did? What profound truths could we unearth about ourselves? In a world filled with noise, Socrates teaches us the power of silence, reflection, and inquiry. He challenges us to consider our values, our choices, and the very motivations behind them. The discomfort of questioning can lead to profound insights. What would you find if you ventured down this path of inquiry? If you took a moment today to reflect on what you truly believe? Socrates, in all his wisdom, reminds us that knowledge isn't a destination, it's a journey. He opened the floodgates to a new way of thinking and living. Socrates is not just a figure from history, he is a catalyst for change, urging us to embrace the unknown and meet our reflections with curiosity. So, the next time you ponder a question, consider embracing the discomfort. Ask yourself if you really know the answer, because perhaps true wisdom lies not in the answers we hold, but in the questions we dare to ask. SFX, gently flowing water, for inches many ways. Socrates embodies the spirit of philosophy itself, always questioning, seeking, and sometimes challenging even the very foundations of thought. He stands as a timeless reminder that the quest for truth is the most noble pursuit we can undertake. And as we continue to grapple with fundamental questions like existence, morality, and the meaning of life, let us cherish his legacy. Let us allow that flicker of curiosity to grow into a roaring flame of understanding, one question at a time. So, what will you question today? What might be the implications of applying Socratic questioning in today's world? In a rapid-fire age of social media, sound bites, and instant opinions, do we find ourselves accepting ideas without scrutiny? Socrates challenges us to pause, reflect, and dive deeper. Consider this. Every argument you encounter, every headline you read, could benefit from a dose of Socratic inquiry. Instead of merely reacting, imagine asking, what evidence supports this claim? How do I know it is true? This approach goes beyond acceptance. It empowers you to become an active participant in the dialogue of life. SFX. Flipping pages. 3 inches of society where polarizing views often collide. The Socratic method encourages civil discourse. It provides a framework for understanding different perspectives without losing your own. By asking open-ended questions, we can foster empathy, bridging divides that seem insurmountable. Think about a time you debated a hot-button issue with a friend or family member. Did it become an argument, or did it open a channel for learning? Socratic dialogue allows us to disentangle complex emotions and beliefs, reshaping conflicts into opportunities for growth. Even in business, the influence of Socrates is profound. Leaders today are encouraged to ask the right questions to challenge assumptions, motivate creativity, and engage their teams. The best ideas often emerge when individuals feel safe to explore and question together. A culture of inquiry isn't just a philosophical ideal. It's essential for innovation and progress. As we engage with Socrates, we also engage with the concept of ethics. His teachings invite us to explore what it means to live a good life. He believed that to know the good is to do the good. But how often do we reflect on what the good truly means? This becomes particularly relevant in times of moral ambiguity and complex ethical dilemmas, where answers are not neatly packaged. Socrates presents us with the concept of virtue not as a defined list of rules, but as a personal journey towards self-discovery. He illustrates that wisdom comes from an understanding of one's own ignorance. This embrace of humility in the face of vast unknowns is truly liberating. If we examine our lives through a Socratic lens, we might ask ourselves, what are my values? How do I align my actions with my beliefs? Where do I feel conflicted and why? This process isn't easy. It requires courage to confront uncomfortable truths. SFX. Gentle breeze. For as we navigate our inner landscapes, we must remember that Socrates didn't seek followers, he sought thinkers. He wanted us to develop our own philosophies, to cultivate independent thought. This message resonates today as we witness the greatest challenge to truth and how can we refine our discernment in a world where misinformation spreads like wildfire. Socrates beckons us to become discerning consumers of knowledge. His legacy is the torch illuminating the path toward clarity, inviting us to seek out reliable information and to question the sources we engage with. Through this process, we can reclaim our power not just as individuals, but collectively as a society. Socratic inquiry encourages us to foster communities rooted in understanding and collaboration, transforming not just minds but lives. Moreover, Socrates teaches us that the journey of learning is lifelong. It never truly ends. For him, wisdom was not a final destination, but a continuous quest. In this light, the acts of questioning and examining become invaluable lifelong skills. Imagine the profound changes that could unfold within you if you embrace this ethos. Each discussion becomes an exploration, a dance of ideas that expands your horizons. The beauty of this process is that it leads to personal growth, building a richer, more textured life. Not only does Socratic thought enhance personal insight, but it also nurtures our relationships. When we approach conversations as an opportunity to learn instead of just to prove a point, we cultivate deeper connections. This shared journey fosters mutual respect and understanding, vital ingredients for harmony in any community. Socrates serves as a reminder of the possibilities that lay dormant within each of us, waiting to be awakened through inquiry. So as you ponder your own path, remember that it is okay not to have all. What matters is that you be willing to ask the difficult questions. In the silence following your questions, profound insights emerge. You may discover the very fabric of your beliefs and motives unveiling themselves before your eyes. Engage with the mystery of existence, savor the uncertainty, and relish the intricate journey towards self-awareness. Socrates lived in pursuit of wisdom, not simply to possess it, but to cultivate it within those he encountered. His influence ripples through philosophy, education, and beyond. As you delve deeper into his teachings, allow them to inspire you to engage with the world courageously. In closing, let us remember, to question is a human gift. It is an invitation to explore, to reflect, and ultimately, to grow. So what will you challenge today? What truth is waiting for you to uncover? Engage with these inquiries, embracing your inner Socrates, and enrich your life in ways you never imagined. Let the journey begin.